question came in about data centers. This is my long form 7-minute response to my feelings about how data centers should exist in Champaign County. A question came in about data centers. I'm going to answer that in kind of a long form discussion. So right up front, I'm going to apologize if this goes on for a few minutes. There's a lot to say. The question that was asked is, how do I feel about data centers specifically as they relate to Champaign County? And I'm going to answer that in a few different ways. And by the way, if you see me glancing up at the screen, it's because this time, unlike most of my my sort of videos, I've actually taken some time to write down a little bit of an outline of what I want to say. I'm going to start with the good news. The approach the county board is taking to create a task force is the right approach. Now, I faulted the county board in January for their rushed approach to going through decision-making on the staffing and the positions for the county executive's office. This is what government looks like now, what's going on right now, which is this slow, methodical process of considering the options, coming up with the criteria, and being transparent, inclusive, including not just county board members, but also community members in this discussion. So this is the right approach. The task force is the way to go forward. When requests come in, and I will note here that as far as I'm aware, at least, as far as I heard at a recent meeting, there are no outstanding large data center requests here in Champaign County. But should there be one, I think that some of the criteria that it should be judged by, first of all, the question should be, why here? Why is that data center needed here in Champaign County? That's the first criteria. And when we consider the why here, we should be considering how is that land used otherwise. Champaign County has incredibly rich farmland. We do not necessarily need to host a data center here if the best use of the land could be for other purposes. Now I'm going to give a counterexample of where that can work out. The city of Urbana has a landfill. There's a completed landfill. It's been filled in. There's dirt on top and things like that. Then the city of Urbana went and put solar panels on top of the landfill. That's a great use of the land. The land cannot be used for farming. The land cannot be used for development. The land is basically going to sit there with all the landfill beneath it. And so putting solar panels on top of it makes a lot of sense. So that needs to be part of the conversation. Why here? Why in this specific case do we need to put that physically in this location? Now, let me throw another sort of point in there. The University of Illinois. The University of Illinois does have Research Park, and it has tech hubs, and it is attracting business based on this group of businesses that are doing work locally. That's a good thing, and it is an engine for our growth of the county. Now, it does not mean that a data center needs to be located here just for just for the people to work in Research Park. They don't have to physically be close to the data center. But there could be instances where, for some reason or another, people come up with a legitimate reason why it's important for it to be physically located here in the county. So I leave open that ability and suggest that that would be a criteria the task force would use to be judging options in the future. Okay, now I'm going to give some answers as somebody who has an IT background. First of all, I am personally of the belief that right now the data center build out is being overbuilt. There is more data center capacity being built than is needed. So again, when a request comes up for a Champaign County build out, one of the questions that we should be looking at is, why is this being built? Is this not something that could be, in a different data center somewhere else? I mean, one of the things about data centers is that they physically can be in different locations and you can still use them fine. So you don't have to be in close physical proximity to the data center. So I believe that the build out is overdone. And if someone came to us with a data center at this point, and we're taking this go slow approach, it might very well wind up that it doesn't get built because it's just the numbers aren't there. The dollars aren't making sense. Another thing that I'm going to say as somebody who's worked in IT for decades is that processes get more efficient over time. So I believe that data centers in the future will not consume as much water, will not consume as much energy as they do right now. Even in terms of water use, you're seeing a change there from data centers that needed to use just new fresh water all the time to data centers that are doing water recirculation or could be using gray water, which is the water that's coming out after treatment and is not, directly drinking water. Or there could be other methods as well. So I'm just saying that we will see, I believe, in the future, the data centers will not be as energy and water, using as they are right now. I'd also like to note that high prices on energy use, really that process started before data centers. Now data centers are, contributing to the use of energy, and that's impacting a lot of different things, but this trend towards higher energy prices predated the data centers, and it will continue even without the data centers. So I don't directly put the blame on the data centers for high prices. Again, they are using a lot of electricity, but that was an issue from before that time. So ultimately where I wind up on this is, and this is a long video, but I apologize. Where I wind up on this is that the task force is doing the right approach. We will come up with criteria that we will use to judge these requests. When they come through, we will look at it with why does it have to be here? Is this the right time? Is this necessary development? But I think at the same time, we need to balance the fact that the University of Illinois is drawing attention to our community. And that's a good thing, because the startups that are occurring around the university and the research park area, we are seen as one of those smaller mini hubs of technology. And we want to keep that place. Now, I'm not saying it requires data centers to do this. I'm just saying that we should be judging them on a case-by-case basis as they come through. Okay, that's my long, nuanced answer about data centers. I'm sure it's going to trigger more questions than answers, which is fine. If you have additional questions, please contact me through the website, through our website. You can also put comments on here and we'll filter through them. Otherwise, follow the page for more, and thank you for your time. I know this wasn't short, but I really wanted to give a full answer to the question.